Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to the very first episode of Help Me Scribe. So, depending on if you're listening or if you're watching me right now, either way, I just wanted to say thank you for tuning in and welcome to the show. And so I created this platform because I want to help you guys tap into your superpowers. Because I feel like in life, we're all chasing after, our goals, our dreams, ambitions. Or for me, I just wake up every single day and I just try to be the best version of myself every day and an even better version than what I was the day before. So, if you're new to kind of like what it is that I do and who I am, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I go by the name of Kennedy Scribe Cash Store Ray, and I like to consider myself to be a Renaissance woman, so to speak. I do a little bit of everything. I tell everybody it depends on the day. I would say that I'm an artist first, rapper, singer, songwriter. I am a businesswoman second. I own my own business. It's called Raising the Bar Creative. And I do a combination of several things, whether that's marketing, media, social media marketing. Um, in addition to that, filming, videography, editing. I'm a red cam owner. Whoop whoop. I love my red camera. That is literally my child. If you guys don't know what a red camera is, if you're not in the film world, it's like it's a film grade camera that a lot of movies are shot on, TV shows are shot on, etc. As an artist, I've been able to be blessed enough to have a plethora of experiences. Some of them at a young age. At 19, I was one of the only and I guess you could say first independent female artist to have her music video showcased on 106 in Park, VH1, MTV Jams, etc. I've been blessed to work with Grammy Award winning producers and Grammy Award winning artists and touring with a lot of different artists and headlining my own shows. I'm an actress as well. I directed my first feature film. It's called Sage. That will be coming out soon. It's just a plethora of things, right? I'm a YouTuber. Some of you guys know me, strictly based off of that. My reactions here on YouTube, because this is also airing on YouTube, Facebook, etc. And so it depends on how you know me and what capacity. That's what I always tell people. It depends on the day, depends on which version of Scribe you are experiencing. But in all days, I am myself. And like I said, I created this show because I want to help you tap into your superpowers. That is what I am here for. Throughout my journey and my interaction with ever fans, clients, etc., I've noticed that I've just had this ability to connect with people and help motivate them to chase their dreams and their goals. And so that's what this is all about. It's just another tip, another free gem that I can give you every single week that motivates you to push forward. And I can use the skills that I've learned and the skills that some other really dope people in my life have learned that help them in their careers and on their journey. And so some episodes will be just me, and other episodes will have special guests. Today's episode, this first episode, I figured I'd kick it off with a bang, and I kick it off by myself. So this episode, I guess I'm going to give you kind of like a broad overview of some of the topics that we're going to hit throughout the show. And some gems. There's always going to be gems every week, big dog. Every week, big dog. And of course, you guys' comments are welcome. If you're listening to this on a podcast, shoot me an email or just shoot me a DM on Instagram. Follow me at TheRealScribe. If you're watching this on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you're watching it, comment. I'm going to be looking at the comments, and that's going to help me dictate the topics or just questions that you have that you want to submit that you would love for me to answer on this show. Now, without further ado, let's tap into it. Like I said, we're going to tap into your superpowers. And so I feel like, a lot of people have life mantras. If I had to describe my life mantra, it would be this: dream it, plan it, execute. And so it goes a little something like this. I say everybody has a dream. Lots of people around the world have dreams, right? Of what it is that they want to achieve. half of the people have a plan, right? They have a plan for this dream of like how they're going to go about doing it. But this third step is the major key that can get you from having this dream, having this plan to it actually being real in your life. And it's called execute. Execute, execute, execute. I feel like I am a master at execution. And so people always ask me, like, what sets you apart? How did you achieve this at the age of today? As of today, I'm 25. How did you achieve all this? Well, one, there's God, there's Jesus. You know, if you believe in a higher power, that's the higher power that I believe in. So that definitely contributes. Two, I contribute the fact that, you know, I've been blessed to come from a background of parents and a family that, you know, push me forward in a positive way and always positively encourage me. But let's say you don't have those two things. It still doesn't matter, because step number 3, even if I had all those things, I still had to execute my ideas. I still had to go through and put it through fruition, like fruition, you know, okay, you get what I'm trying to say. I had to make it real. And so that's what could set you apart. It's not the fact that you don't have a dream. It's not the fact that you don't know how to plan. Woo! I'm going to say about 80% of people in the world do not know how to execute their plans. And so you're like, look, Scribe, all right, yeah, I feel you. I'm not executing. I'm sitting up and I'm talking. Ooh, that's a pet peeve of me. People who sit up and talk about what they're going to do and ain't going to do it. Or sit up and talk about what they're going to do for like a year before they actually get up and do it. I don't have time for that. You're never going to know if it's actually going to work unless you try it. So stop talking about it and start doing it. That part, like, please stop talking about it and start doing it. Execute your ideas. But let's just play, you know, devil's advocate. What if you're like, okay, I don't know how to execute? And so a really dope person, he goes by the name of Richard Lawson. He's married to Miss Tina Lawson, who's Beyonce Knowles' mom. But Richard has had his own career in acting, and he's considered to be like a black acting legend. I consider him to be just an acting legend, but a black acting legend nonetheless. And he talks about this backwards thinking, forward motion. And so let's just give an example, any example. Let's say we had a goal of writing a song today, right? And so that's our bigger goal, right? And so you're like, how do you do backwards thinking for emotions? Okay, so backwards thinking is this. My big goal is write a song. What I'm going to do is write every single step that I need to take down. Every single step that I need to take down in order to write a song today. And so I'm talking about every single step. Like it's as simple as, okay, let's say you like to write on pen and paper. Step 1, get a piece of pen and paper. Let's say you need to find, your process is that you find the topic first. Step 2, find the topic. Then let's say you write your melody first. Step 3, write your melody. Then you like to fill in the verse. Step 4, write your verse. Then after that, you like to record. Step 5, record. Then you like to clean up the verse. Step 6, clean up the verse, mix and master it. Boom, we're at write a song, right? That's the step. So backwards thinking is to do this. Only focus on one step at a time. And this is a major gem, big dog. Major key alert. One step at a time. The only thing you need to focus on is step 1. Get a pen and piece of paper. Because so many people is focused on getting to step 6 that they never even get step 1. Literally, step 1. They're saying, okay, there's lots of people who say this. If you have issues being motivated to go to the gym, the problem is you're so busy and you're so in your head thinking about the workout that you're not thinking about what is this. Step number 1, go to the gym. And so what do you do? What can you just focus on that's so simple that can get you in the process, so that you're so buried in the process that you're not thinking about the end result. You're doing what you need to do. You know what you need to do. Now you're just executing it. And so that could be as simple as, all right, every day at 5 p.m., I'm going to go put on my running shoes. Because I know that if I put my running shoes on, then the next step is just a little bit easier. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just a little bit easier. And that's how you execute your plans. You take a small step, right? And then you go to the next small step, and then the next small step, and then the next small step, and then you get there. And you do that, right? Initially, you have to break it down like that. And then there'll be a point where you're not even thinking about it anymore, because it's just like muscle memory. Don't have to think about it. You're just going boom, 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 boom. And I understand that everybody can't, you know, do the amount of I'll just say this: everybody it does not spread themselves as wide as what it is that I choose to, and I do it by choice. And I understand I have like 30 different hats, but in these 30 different hats, I have a process and I have a step. And so the only thing that I'm doing is I'm allotting a certain amount of time for this hat. And then I go through and be like, all right, so what hat am I on? Okay, video editing hat. Okay, boom. What's my process? Doop, start the process. Step number 1, pull up the video. Step number 2. And I'm not thinking about it anymore because I've done it so many times to the point where it's like turnkey. So if you want to be successful in anything, and this is something that's universal, and this is why I really wanted to create this, because I wanted to give people universal tools that regardless of what industry you're in and where you're in life, if you do these processes, like it's really going to help you. It's really going to click. And so if you want to be successful in any part of life, you have to execute. And, I thank my mom and dad for really drilling that into me from the time I was a kid. My dad used to say, finish strong. That's a football coach. So if you ever get to meet him, a lot of his advice comes out like football coach advice. Finish strong. And what he really meant like that is that in everything that you do, you have to finish what it is that you do. You have to finish what it is that you start. Don't just talk about it. Go through, follow through. They say, one of my clients, shout out to Chris Johnson, NBA Master Trainer Chris Johnson, who's I'm sure I'm gonna have on as a guest on the show at some point. Is fire. He shooting for the likes of LeBron James, the GOAT, right, of my generation. I know people get mad when I say that, but I'll say of my generation. LeBron James, Jimmy Butler, like an endless list of other people that he has trained. And the shot's all about that follow through. So you have to follow through. He always says, follow up, follow through. So if you say you're going to do something, follow up, like with the person. Let's say it's a job interview or something. It doesn't matter. Follow up, then follow through. Make sure you do what it is that you say you're going to do. So execute, execute, execute. Okay, moving on. Another gem that I want to give you is show up. Freaking show up. 90% of success is showing up. That's literally what my mom says. I don't know if she's the originator of the quote, but as far as I'm concerned, mom's the originator of this quote because she drilled this into our heads as a child. 90% of success is showing up. And so whether you made a commitment to show up or not show up, I say show up, take the audience. You never know what's going to happen. Even if you're like, I don't think this opportunity is for me, blah, blah, blah. You know how many dope things have happened in my life because I just showed up? Even if I went to the meeting and nothing came out of that meeting, that person remembered me, liked my personality, told somebody else about me, then that person was the meeting that I needed to be for a client, etc., etc., etc. But had I not shown up, come on now, big dog, show up. If you're an actress, especially a black actress, let me be a little bit more specific. If you're a black actress and you're trying to tap into Hollywood and you have an agent like myself, you get sent auditions all the time. And so as black girls, we change our hair a lot. We switch from straight to curly to twist to dreads to all types of stuff. We go back and forth and back and forth. If you're not tapped in, now you know. If you watch me on the YouTube channel, I switch my hair all the time, right? So let's say you get an audition and to be honest, it could be a little overwhelming, right? If it's like, oh, my hair is not the same that's in that photo. So does that mean they don't want me to they're not going to like me if I show up in curly hair texture? If you're not in the black community, and you don't really relate, it is a thing. It is a thing for African American females to be treated differently based upon their hair texture. And this is real talk. If you haven't experienced it, don't say that it doesn't exist because you haven't experienced it. I am somebody personally who has experienced this. I will get treated differently because I have straight hair versus if I'm wearing my hair curly or if I'm in twists, whether that's in interactions with men or interactions with business. Unfortunately, in America, we still haven't gotten all the way over context of hair and what that means that people are perceived as, right? So with that being said, let's say, and I got this audition, right? I'm going back to this. I got this audition and my hair is switched, right? And so I'm like, are they going to feel it? Are they not going to feel it? And so I had a TV show that I filmed back in December 2020. And I'll be honest, so this is a combination of both. I really didn't want to turn it in. Like, I was like, ooh, this show sound low-key kind of corny. I don't know if I want to do this. Like, not really feeling it. And I was on the phone with my friends. I was telling them, I was like, man, I'm so busy today. I got like all this stuff going on, homework going on, music going on, reactions going on. And on top of that, I got sent 3 auditions. This last one, I'm not even feeling. And I told them what the description was. And they was like, yeah, I feel you on that. It might be kind of corny, but why don't you just turn it in anyway? Like, why not? If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. And I was telling them, at the time, my hair was in twist and my headshot was in straight hair. I was like, I feel like this is about to be a waste of my time. Why would I do this? And so I just, was like, I'm going to just show up. I'm going to practice what I preach. I always say 90% of success is showing up. So I'm going to show up. And so I turned in the audition. And to be honest, it was low key. Like, I didn't put my 100% effort in. I'll keep it all the way 99 plus 1. I didn't put my 100% effort in. But here's the thing. I was myself completely. Like, completely myself. I didn't change a thing. I didn't even take my nose ring out. And I usually take that out because in my headshots, I don't have my nose ring. So there's that. And I turned it in. And sure enough, like 30 minutes later, or not 30 minutes, I'm going to say like an hour later, my agent called and was like, yo, these people are interested. I literally had to put the phone down and laugh because I was like, are you kidding me? I was like, yo, this is the show that I low-key didn't want to do. And magically, this is the one that cast me right now in the midst of all the things that I have going on. And she was like, yeah, they're really interested. They want to do a little callback, blah, blah, blah. So I did my little callback. I want to say about 2 days later, I was meeting with the producers and I got casted in the show. And that was that. But had I not shown up, and I wish I could tell the other part of this story, and I probably will once the show airs, but there's some parts of it that I can't talk about yet. Had I not shown up, everything that took place and all the opportunities that came with that show would not have happened if I just didn't turn in the audition. So I like to tell that story and just tell people, yo, show up regardless. It's just crazy in life. I had so many people that I've like tried to help out and set up opportunities for, and I'm talking about bags, bro, bags. And they just don't even show up. Like, how do you expect to make your life better when you're not even going to show up? How do you expect to lose weight at the gym when you don't even go to the gym? Like, you know what I'm saying? If that's your setup, like, how do you expect that to take place? Like, how do you expect, okay, I'm not going to talk about people. I could really give specific examples, but they're going to listen. So I'm going to wait. We only at episode 1. I'm going to wait on that, big dog. I'm going to wait for sure. Okay, moving on. The next thing I wanted to talk about was, I feel like if you're going to be successful, you shouldn't be doing the bare minimum in life. You should be trying to take stuff up a notch. I'm always trying to take stuff up a notch. And so I was watching this YouTube channel. Shout out to them. I Am an Athlete. Man, I want to be a guest on that show one day. Putting it out there in the atmosphere. No, I'm gonna postulate. I'm going to be a guest on I Am an Athlete. It's a YouTube channel. Check it out. It's fire. And today I heard a quote, and this was a chef. He was a black chef who was kind of like a personal chef for like athletes and superstars and all of that. And he said that, a tip of advice that he can give to anybody who's trying to be successful in the world is this: make your shoes so big that they can't be filled. And I was like, yo, that's fire. Make your shoes so big that they can't be filled. And so I have a story similar to that. And if you don't know, part of my journey in life and as a person is I came from a sports family. My mom, she ran track. She went to UNLV, which just happens to be my alma mater when I'm about to graduate in May. Woo, 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 woo. But track was her sport. Football was my father's sport. My dad ended up playing in the NFL for a little bit, then Canada League, and then he moved on in life and retired and law enforcement, football coach, all that. My mom, she ran track, qualified for the Olympics, and actually ended up injuring herself. Catch this little story, right? Woo, this is a good love story. I know I was sidetracked, but I'm going to get back on topic. because she was pushing my dad's bug back from Vegas and ended up pulling, I think it was her hamstring or her Achilles, because they were going back because she had to do her trial run for the Olympics, but she qualified and everything. So pretty much he was stuck because he was kind of part of that. But side point. Anyway, so sports was like innate in our family. My brother played football. So my sports were soccer and track. And mind you, I'll probably go in depth into this story more, but I'm going to give you the short version. And so in soccer, I was one of the top athletes, top recruits. My years, I actually turned down my scholarship offers so I could pursue music, and that's another story. But in the soccer experience, I hated playing soccer. Like for a good chunk of the years, I experienced so much racism, and like I just got over it. I'll be honest, I just got over it. It's usually the only black girl on a team. There was a few teams, few coaches that I will say that I didn't experience that with. Shout out to Coach Eddie, who was really a real one. But even if I wasn't experiencing it on the team, that I was experiencing it on the field every single weekend. I mean, females would literally usually and I played forward, so defenders would literally scratch me in the face and they would call the foul. I'm talking about I literally had blood on my cheek because of a defender. Because they couldn't stop me. I'm not trying to be cocky. They just couldn't stop me. I was scoring 3-4 goals a game. I was way too fast. It just is what it is. I'll roll the highlights one day. You can see for yourself. They couldn't stop me. They was mad. They was jealous. So they would be, I'm talking about yanking my jersey. But if I even use the elbow or something, yellow card, red card. And so the refs were racist. The other teams was racist. It was bad. Any black girls my age who play club soccer could give you the same testimony. It's not just me. And so I'm talking about I literally got scratched in the face. Mind you, see blood and like scratches on your face. And they called the foul against me. Like that part. So I got over it. But part of this experience, I feel like, turned me into the beast that I am, in the sense that it wasn't enough for me to just have one goal. Because the other chicks, not of black color, could get one goal, right? I had to have 3 and 4 in order for me to get scholarship offers. I couldn't just have good grades. I had to have a 4.5 GPA and a high SAT score. And it was true in the sense that I had to make it to where they couldn't say no. And I say this because I got this from one of these coaches. It was like an ODP team, whatever. And it was one of those situations where, hell, I shouldn't even have had to try out based off of my stats. And there was other females that didn't and had worse stats than me, but I did, right? And so one of the speeches he gave before, and I'll never forget this, he had one of them English accents. He said, "Make it to where we can't say no." You need to be so good to where I can't say no and I can't deny you. And I took it. I took that advice and I applied it to every aspect of my life, in the sense of I wanted to be so dope at everything to where you could not deny it. Now I'm so dope as a rapper that you can't deny that I'm one of the best female rappers. It doesn't matter that I don't have, you know what I'm saying, I may not have the $1 million industry behind me or whatever, but if you took my song and you took somebody else's song bar for bar, you can't say no. You cannot sit here and say that Scribe is not dope. Rather that's, even in the songs that I make as far as songwriting, you can't say that my music videos aren't dope. You can't, like anything that I touch, I make it to where you can't say no. And so make your shoes so big that they can't be filled. And he was just talking about going above and beyond. You have to go above and beyond. It's not good enough for you just to be as good as your competitor or the next person in your field. What makes you different, and how do you kill that beyond a measure of a shadow of a doubt? How do you take that up a notch? Take that with you in everything you're trying to be successful at. And I just felt like it hit when I heard that. Next thing I'm going to talk about, a few more topics. Consistency is key, man. Consistency is key. Consistency will get you there. I always say this. Look, hustle beats talent when talent doesn't hustle. And unfortunately, that quote came from the same quote. Hustle beats talent when talent doesn't hustle. And If you play soccer, you know how many English freaking accent coaches, hustle. Like, oh my gosh, they used to kill me with that. But it's the truth. Hustle beats talent when talent doesn't hustle. What that means is that there's probably somebody out there right now that's more talented than me. That part. Not even probably. There is somebody that's more talented than me in certain things, whether it's music or entertaining or marketing, whatever. Right? But one thing you're not gonna do, big dog, you not finna out hustle me. Like, you're not going to outwork me. That is just, I'm gonna work circles around you. And because of my work ethic and my consistency at what it is that I'm doing, that is why I'm successful. Because I show up for myself every single day. I make it to where you can't say no. And I am so consistent that I'm going to get you. It's going to be like, what are the hare and the tortoise? Then you're going to be, woo, out here running really fast. And then mine just slow pace, slow grind. And I don't even move slow. But my consistent pace and my consistent grind is what's going to take me to the next topic. And I give you the example of when I first started doing reactions, right? I started on a fluke, by the way. I started because I was in a place where I just felt like I was stuck. I mean, I wasn't getting the results that I wanted to as far as growing my fan base. And at the same time, I knew I didn't want to sign with a label. I knew I didn't want to make certain type of music. I wasn't a bend it over, busted open girl. I wanted to be successful making the type of music that I wanted to make, geared towards the audience that I wanted to reach. And I just needed to find a better way to do that. And so I saw somebody on YouTube. And somebody that was close to my life at the time actually suggested, yo, you should take YouTube more serious. And I was like, all right. So I looked into it and I was like, these reactions things, that looks kind of cool. Let me just try it. Tried it one day. Mind you, I already had like 3,000 subs on YouTube. You don't know what subs are. That's subscribers on YouTube. And I put up a video and it got like 3,000 to 5,000 views in one reaction. I don't even remember what my first reaction is. I'm sure somebody on here can tell me. And then I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. When I saw the subs, I probably got like 50 subs. I was like, wow, that's dope. Let me try it again. Next day I came back. Let me try 2 videos today. Like, let's just try it, right? Tried it. And then those people turned around and started going to watch my music and like tap into my music. I was like, oh, nah, y'all done put me on some stuff now. I was like, I saw these other reactors and they were averaging like 1 video a day. I was like, I could kill that, bro. I'll do 3 videos a day, right? That's solid. Did 3 videos a day and I started booming. Then I was like, I'm gonna do 5 a day. And I was so consistent with it. I mean, I did every type of genre, comedy, you name it. I was so consistent with it. You couldn't ignore me. My SEO was popping on YouTube, and then the growth started to happen. And as I was growing with that, I started dropping more music. And as I was dropping more music, then the people from the reactions was going to tap into the music, and it just boomed. But it was because I was consistent. In my initial plan, I told myself, I said, all right, I'm going to get to 10K subs by the end of the year. And I'm going to do it to the end of the year regardless of what results I have. And if I get to 10K, I'm going to keep going, right? And so, mind you, I had started in the summer. And I was to 10K subs in like 2 months. But I just stopped worrying about the results and just started worrying about the work. And that's such a major key. Like, you can't, when you first starting getting into something, you can't be so focused on the results that you're getting. You have to just keep showing up and 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 keep showing. And then that's how you get there. You get buried in the work. Stop focusing on step number 10 and start focusing on step number 1. And then last thing I want to leave you with for today's episode is this. Consistency is key. We already talked about that. But another mom quote. We love mom. Birds of a feather flock together. And so a lot of y'all not doing nothing because you're surrounded by other people not doing something. That part. So let me explain. I'm going to give you a quote. All right. And it's Newton's laws. I'm sure it's probably something that you heard. But it's this. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It can only be transferred from one person to the next. Not be created North Shore transferred from one person to the next. So if you're around people, right, and this is all this means, you're around people and you're around positive energy, then you're going to have positive energy either come to you, you know what I'm saying, or you're going to give it back. And this is just logic. I know you know people around you that every time you go around that person, you get some type of a positive experience from. And that's why you keep talking to that person. That's why you keep hanging out with that person. Then there's this. Okay, if you're around negative people, right, who have negative energy, you're going to get a negative experience, right? Because you know these people. You're like, yo, every time I go around you, you have to complain about something. You got something going on. You got some drama. I don't even want to be around this. You're sucking the life out of me. That part, right? And so the same is who you surround yourself around, right? So if you're surrounding yourself, your friends, right? Even if it's not your friends and your family, but your business associates, people you're spending your time with, if they have nothing going on in their life, right? What do you think is going to happen to you? You're going to see that. And you know what I'm saying? Or you're going to see that and you're going to go a different way. You're going to pivot and you're going to surround yourself by different people. Or you're going to start taking on those attributes of a negative person. So if you want to be successful in business or whatever career field that you're in or whatever it is that you want to do, surround yourself around people who are already doing it better than you, or at least on that same wave in that same path as you. And you'll see yourself grow. Like exponentially, you'll start to grow because you're watering your own seeds. You know what I'm saying? You're taking in that positive energy that's going to allow you to build upon that. There's some people that you're going to have to cut it off. You know what OT Genesis says? You need to cut it. Cut it. Cut it. Cut it. That part, because these people are just extra baggage. They're extra weight and they're just holding you down. They're holding you back. They're holding you back from you getting to your goals. And now, mind you, if this is a close family member, we talking about, parents, things like that can be tricky. You may not be able to cut your parents off, right? But you can navigate and figure out ways to where that energy and that negativity doesn't affect your space and affect your progress and your mentality and your goals. And I'm sure we're going to expand on all these topics more and more on this particular show, Help Me Scribe, in the future. And I can't wait until next week to come back and tap in with you guys. But I hope I gave you guys a really dope overview of what to look for. I hope that you left this podcast feeling better than what you feel like before it started, because that's always my goal. I hope I motivated you to get out there and to stop talking and start doing. And share this with a friend. Send it to one of your homies. Real talk. Somebody out here needs to hear it. Even if you killing it in all these things, somebody out here needs to hear it. Share it with a friend. And I'll see you again Sunday, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Love you guys. Thank you so much.